minutes late. Well, 7. I hope I find all of you well, whoever comes on tonight. I'm here by myself right now, but I hope someone comes. Usually I have a few that come along and chit chat with me, and I love it. I'm going to look away just for a minute and find me on my laptop. That way I can find you better and I can read. There I am on the laptop. And so when I look away, you'll know I'm reading. There I am. Whoops, let me get on the laptop. Okay, got my sound off. And let's see. Okay, I'm all ready for if you come on. I'll be happy to talk to you and chit chat in case nobody comes, but I don't think that's going to happen. I always love, hello there, I'm happy you're here. I just got my book out and got set up for to talk to you, whoever comes on. I still have my book that I have been, it's called my glue book. And I'm putting recipes in and healthy living and all kinds of ideas. I'm a member of Tops, and I like to save some of my magazines. I collected them for years, and now I've got such a lot of them that I decided to cut articles out that I wanted to save and put them in this book. And that's what I'm doing. And I hope you're all doing well tonight. If you would like to chit chat with me, say hello to me, give me a thumbs up. I love it if you do. In the meantime, I'm just going to chit chat away. I was looking at different recipes. By the way, tomorrow I have a video on for a recipe that I let's see, tomorrow. Okay, I'm getting all confused in the day. Actually, Wednesday. My friend gave me a gigantic zucchini about this big. Am I stretching it? I don't think so. Somewhere around there. Anyway, it was really overgrown. And she said usually what she does is shreds them up, puts them in 2-cup containers and puts them in the freezer, and then she can make zucchini bread. And that's well and good. And I might do some of that way. But what I did yesterday, and I found a recipe. If you watch my last week's video, I talked about this recipe, but I made it yesterday. It's zucchini apple slaw. It was really quite good, and it held up good. So I had some yesterday, and now I've had some today. And I still have enough probably for 2 more servings at least. I thought maybe the apples might turn a little dark, because you shred them up, and of course they have all that dressing on it, so they didn't turn dark. I was happy about that. And so I have my Tops book. It's an older one. Actually, it's 2023, and I'm going to be cutting out recipes, chit-chatting. And if you say hi to me, we'll talk about something else, maybe if it's a conversation that I can carry on a decent conversation with. Yesterday, my brother Glenn came over and played gospel piano. I did a live, and he played the piano, and it's so nice. He had a heart attack a few months ago, and he had some stents put in, and he's doing very well. Slowly getting back in the trim into the swing of things, a little bit at a time. They caught him using the hedge trimmer and trimming his hedge. That was not supposed to be on his list of stuff to do yet, but he thinks he can do it, and he did it. He was almost done the time they caught him. So, I remember when my husband, he was probably in his late 70s. He would get out and get up on a really high ladder, and I would just be so nervous about him being up that high, and There was nothing I fuss at him because he was there on it, and I'd say, you can't be up there, but he didn't listen to me. He wanted to be up there doing what he was doing. Actually, at that time, we had a TV antenna. Excuse me. I don't like to do that online, but sometimes if it's live, you can't hardly help but do it. We have had a TV antenna way up in the top of our tree, and he was getting up there going to try to turn it around a little different way where it'd get better signal. I don't think he ever succeeded, but for a long old time, that's what we used is TV antenna. And if you're where you can, I'll tell you, you can get a lot of stations, a lot of places. Now, the one I have another TV antenna hooked to the back of my house. Now, why am I getting on this subject? Oh, well, that's okay. Let me grab a drink. On the back of the house, I have a TV antenna that goes, way up in the air, but not as high as that other one did. And all of a sudden I couldn't get it to work. And I thought, what in the world? I'd get out and I'd move it around a little bit because we got several channels whenever it was all doing good. Got out there one day and examined it, and the wire had broken. So that was the end of that. I mean, I could have somebody else do it, but so far I haven't. I'm not going to be climbing up there. Since I turned 80, I guess I should retire from the ladders. Actually, I retired from them a long time. I might get on 2 steps, but not too far up. I'm a chicken. I don't want to, these kind of things for an older person are life-changing if you break something. Actually, my sister was just said something about she had fell at work and she sprained her arm or something. Thankfully, she didn't break anything. Had a swollen arm for a while, and then, arm, I should say wrist. And she's doing well now, thank the Lord, and she didn't break anything. So as we get older, we've got to watch those steps and falls because they can really be a whole life change in your life. Okay, let's see. I'm looking at this book and I've come across some things and I haven't done anything about it yet. So I was telling you about my apple slaw, zucchini apple slaw. That'll be coming up. And by the way, I was out of crackers. Out of bread. I usually like to buy the thinner bread, the 45 calorie pieces of bread, or I like sourdough bread. Well, it takes forever for me to use a loaf of bread up, and so I had these tomatoes my friend gave me, and I was making tomato sandwiches, but my last bread I had, I wasn't too happy about it. So it tasted almost like it was on the edge. You ever had any of that kind of bread that you think, I don't know about this? Anyway, so I still have tomatoes. So I got some Triscuit type crackers out, and I put a little bit of mayonnaise on it and put a slice of tomato on each one. Actually, I will be showing that plate in a couple of days and on my budget meals under $5. And it was a great meal. Oh, she gave me some okra too. You'll see that too. Okay, you guys are getting a review of what's coming up pretty soon, and a review of what's happened in the past. Let's see what we can talk about here. All seasons. Let's see. Nature's Way, living in the season. By the way, I noticed on my phone it said something about we possibly could have a little rain tonight. Now, I don't expect a big storm, but it did look a little rainy today, and it's 70 right now. So that's quite nice. It's been a really nice day. Okay, so let's talk about this a minute, unless somebody else wants to say. If you can, say hi to me and where you're from. I love to hear you. Let me know if you would like. If you don't, that's okay. But I always love to hear from you. And I don't see anybody that's commented yet, so I'll just keep chatting. Okay, becoming more in tune with the seasons. Okay, and let's see, we've got winter, we've already passed. They talked about it's the coldest, darkest season of the year. Yeah, that's my least favorite time. I know a lot of people love it. I have a friend that she just really likes it when it rains and it's dismal and dreary. No, no, not me. Give me the bright sunshine. I don't like it so hot, but well, I guess you don't know, unless you've been listening to me for a little while. But uh, it's my least favorite time of year is the winter. Although there's some good things happening in the winter. Well, Christmas. Yeah, I always love Christmas. And February, Valentine's Day. That's a good time. And we're still in the winter there. So there are some wonderful things to look forward to, even in that time of year. And they was talking about nutrition. They was talking about the warmth of food, like a well-cooked roasted vegetables and stews. And actually, okay, my mind is going every which way. I was looking for some nuts in my freezer. I thought I had more, and my nose is itching. What am I going to do? Okay, you guys. Okay, did you see that? Okay. Maybe you didn't. I was looking in my freezer for some almonds or walnuts. I thought I had some. And I'm thinking, oh, Joyce, you have got to clean this freezer out. For some reason, my freezer, even in a purchased bag that I got at Walmart or wherever that's frozen, it seems like it still clumps up. And I'm not happy with that. But you just put up with what you got. So I decided it's almost time to make a pot of soup and pull out some of those things and put it in. Actually, before I went on my vacation, I had a little bit of cabbage, like the coleslaw mix, and I just threw it in the freezer. I thought, well, I'll make some soup out of it when I get home. So there's several things in there that I need to pull out and put in a pot of soup. So maybe sometime soon. And my nose is still itching, you guys. Excuse me. I don't know why that happened, but okay. Okay, so Dave was talking about soup. Well, I need to make soup even in the summer. So here goes. I think I might do it pretty soon. Be watching. You might get a recipe well, I tend to not have regular real recipes. I give you ideas. You can watch me do it and think, oh, I can do that a little better. Hello, John Dayan. Let's see. I'm happy that you're here. Thank you for joining me. Where are you from? And I see I have 6 on here, but you're the only one that has commented. So I'll say hello to you and everybody else. I'm happy you're here, even if you haven't commented. If you can, give me a thumbs up at least. I know everybody that gets on here don't. Okay, now you was on here last time, wasn't you, John? And I'm happy you're here. I was just talking about winters and food. Yes, I remember you from last week. I'm so happy you're here again. And I'm just been enjoying my day. It's been so different. I was talking about winter foods and different. Bernadette Bernadette Cooney. Hello, I'm happy you're here. I hope Cooney. I hope I pronounced that right, but forgive me if I didn't. I'm happy you're here. And where are you from? I'm California, Northern California, And I was just saying that it was predicting a little bit of rain. I don't think it amount to hardly anything. It's a rare day. When I was back east on my vacation, we seen quite a bit of rain. At times, it really rained hard, and then it stopped right away. That was nice. It didn't just continue. Um, I was talking about food in the winter. I used this time to use do my glue book, but I haven't done much gluing in it lately. But in the spring, they usually talk about uh, having salads and all. Okay, in Corvallis, Oregon, so not that far away. Okay, you're right. Compared to many people that come on, it's not too far. Next state over from mine. That now you guys get a lot of rain too, don't you, John? If I recall right, you do. At one point in my life, I lived way up in near Eureka, and we had okay all winter. You get it, okay? We had a lot of fog, not so much rain. Okay, Bernadette, uh, that's correct. Love to hear you chat. You're from New Zealand. Okay, I'm happy to have you here. Yes, so thrilled. We're experiencing winter now. The older I get, the less fan am of it. Yeah, I agree with that. Well, I don't even know this, just the older. I don't think I ever really liked winter. And of course, we don't have harsh winters here. One of the things we have here in our area, although this last year wasn't so much, is fog. Fog can be so debilitating that you can't even, I mean, you can't even hardly see the road ahead. And I don't know why my nose is itching again, you guys. Forgive me. Okay. That's going to be the new way of having it. Get out of the camera and scratch your nose. Okay. Um, Talking about winter and yep, least favorite time and New Zealand. That's a long a ways away. Yes, I'm happy that you're here. Um, and then summer. Here we are with summer, and I was just talking about different things. By the way, my apples on my apple tree look like they might be ready. I thought they were in the fall, but they're starting to look pretty. I didn't thin them this year. Last year I thinned a lot of them, and this year I've just left them be, and they're going to be the size they are. And my let's see, my red delicious looks like it's doing pretty good, but the yellow delicious is a sad lot. It's really funny. It seems like one year my red delicious does pretty good, and the next year my yellow delicious does pretty good. Never at the same year. I don't know why that is, but it's happened for years. And those yellow delicious, those are my favorite. They're just so sweet to me. That's my favorite. So they're talking about a lot of salads here. And okay, let me see what you said, John. There's just nothing like apples fresh from the tree. The ones in the store are old and flavorless and compared to the fresh ones. You are so right. When they are ripe and completely ready and pulled off the tree, oh my goodness, they are so good. You know, and the sad thing, all of them don't, it's close to the same time. So you got to use them, eat them, put them away. Okay, I need to lose weight. I saw the doctor. 145. Our that's RC is here now. Thank you, RC, for joining us. Uh, I wouldn't say at 145 you need to lose weight. How tall are you? Yeah, that's sorry. um, yeah, that's not very much. Yeah, that's close to my weight, give or take a little. depending on the day. Uh, I wouldn't think that would be. You're 5'5", okay. I'm 5'4". Oh my goodness. I wouldn't think you'd be overweight uh, by any means. So, by the way, I know RC has a channel, a YouTube channel. You can check it out. And Bernadette, do you have a channel? If you do, please let us know. And John, I think you said you didn't. Let's see. And I have borderline. Oh, that's not good. Borderline hypertension. Yep. So many people have that in their lives. In fact, you saying that reminded me, I just went to the doctor just this last week, got my blood work all, she uh, read it and everything was doing good. My blood pressure was lower than usual. I've been taking blood pressure pills for, I don't know, a few years. And my blood pressure was low. And I thought, well, that's good. And um, I think it was 110 over something. And she seemed concerned about that. She said, let's just wait a little while and then I will check it again. I think she forgot me in the room. I waited. They brought me a bottle of water, and I drank some of that and worked on my videos, and pretty soon they still weren't coming. I thought, "Whoa, did they forget me?" So I stepped out in the hall, and I didn't see anybody. I walked down to one of the stations where all of them were sitting doing their computers, and one of the girls that's been my nurse before, I said, I don't know if she forgot me or not. Okay, so anyway, they come right in after that. Let's see what John said. I teach law and some legal instruction videos, but seriously, nothing worth watching unless you need to learn the law. Oh, probably not that I would be needing to know, but thank you for telling us that. Yeah. And is it for anybody could come on and see it? Yeah. I don't know what I must have. Let me step away, you guys. I'm going to keep talking. You keep talking to me too. Okay. Okay. I didn't lose anybody, did I? I'm back. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. No channel of my own, just like listening to. That's exactly what I did for so very long. And John said, yes, but only for administrators. Okay, boring, pretty boring stuff. I'm sure I probably wouldn't understand it. And, when I started, well before I started YouTube, I watched so many, I can't even tell you how many people I followed on YouTube. Okay, I fought the law, but the law won. Yeah, I'm sure that could be the case. So many interesting subjects that you could find there, I'm sure. Wow. Whenever I used to watch a lot of YouTube, and that's how I got into doing my YouTube videos. My son had a YouTube channel, and he was doing real good. He was uh, interviewing other people that had tiny living. Actually, he lived in a trailer at that time too, and then he built uh, a little tiny house. Actually, if you go scroll back in my videos, you will see the little house that he built. It's just a little one room tiny house, and it's still here in my yard. They had thought about trying to sell it, and so far they haven't been active about it. Those amendment auditors channels. Oh yeah, Dave, that would be Dave, you're in the land. I'm happy to see you here. It's so good to see you here too. So we got Dave and John and Bernadette and RC. That there's a few that's here that hasn't commented yet, but if you get a chance, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, that's okay too. But anyway, my son, he had the channel and he was doing very well with it. Not, you can't make a living at it, don't get me wrong. But he had a lot of things going for him and had some great interviews with different people that had YouTube channels that he would, like he would be here and he'd interview them, have them both on the screen. I don't know. That's beyond me. But he knew quite a bit about it, and I would watch his and a lot of others. And somewhere along the line, he said, "You need to start a YouTube channel." I've always been thrifty. That's where I got my name, Mrs. Peach Thrifty Living. Of course, Peach is my last name, so it went very well that way. And so it, and I've always made do with things I had, loved the thrift stores, loved finding a bargain, stretching my money, all those kind of things. And that's just the way I've always done. Remake something. If you watch my, let's see, it's not right here now. Oh, yeah. Well, if you don't see my videos, but if you see it, later on you're going to see this. See that? This is made out of two jean pockets. And I put a little handle on it and put a button on it, and I made it for a teenage girl. There's a little pocket there, the jean pocket, another jean pocket there. And I'm going to give this to a girl for a little gift. I hope she likes it. It's definitely different. It's one of a kind. I just finished that today. Oh, and while I'm showing you, I brought this over too. When I went back to, I like that purse. Thank you. It is a great idea. And you can make so many things with your leftover, whatever, jeans or whatever. Talking about jeans, when I went back to Oklahoma and Texas and Arkansas, all that, being thrifty is always very wise. You are so right. Well, my daughter is picking it up too. And so for my birthday, and if you watch a video, one of them, you would have seen this on here. But look what she made me. Look at this. This is a pair of her husband's jeans that she made into a bag. And it's square at the bottom and got nice handles. And then she put a pretty bow on it. And she put my name, Mrs. Peach, on it. And you can put tons of things in there. You can carry it along with you or whatever. Let's see what RC said. I have this on, and Parasites on another screen, a thriller about a poor family who breaks into a rich family's house pretending to be housekeeper, driver, and tutor. Well, that sounds kind of interesting, with this kind of world here. Yeah. I tend to do that too. Like today, I got busy on my computer, was editing, and I had my screen on the TV on a YouTube channel, a girl I watch all the time. By the way, her name is Kendra, full of joy. She lives in Washington. I don't think too far from you, RC. Anyway, I was watching her, and then I got busy and I put the screen on silent. I can still read it, closed caption. And I just went about my things, and all of a sudden I looked back and I thought, oh, I went through, I don't know how many of her videos. That was kind of nice. Gave her some view hours, although I'd watched several of them. Let's see what you said. RC said, at the scene where the past housekeeper exposed the poor family, they are brawling over a text message. Okay, yeah. Okay. So as I'm losing track of something to say, and I come back to my book, and I still haven't glued a thing in here today. Eventually I'll get the book done. I did and see, this makes me think of other things. Okay, what are some of your favorite tips for being thrifty? Uh, well, there's a lot of them. Let me read what Bernadette said. It's incredibly inexpensive to live in New Zealand. What tips do you have to stretch a dollar? Okay, for the high cost of living. Well, all along the way, I have had many of them. One is the bottles and toothpaste and all those kind of things that you squeeze to the last and you throw it away. Don't do that. Cut the end off and then use it till you can't get another drop out of it. In fact, my toothpaste, at the very last of it, I had a little bit, I cut it down and down till I got it to where I put my toothbrush in and to get the last of it. Well, you think, well, these are just little penny things, but all of them add up. Another thing I do, and some people would say, yay, that really saves, and other people said, I can't live without them. My paper towels. I have paper towels. I use them rarely. I put them on the back porch. I have to walk out of my kitchen to get a paper towel. You can use a washcloth. I mean, your dishcloth. And if you most people wash pretty often, just throw those. And I don't let my dishcloths get real dirty. So I use my towels and dishcloths more. And I don't buy sponges. Those are a waste. You have to throw them away where you can wash the other. Now, that's my own opinion. You might be doing all those things and thinking it's fine, and it is fine for you. Another way, if you eat meat and you have hamburger. Now, I've done this before and I've seen other people comment on this and say, like, if you're making a dish and it calls for a pound of hamburger, we'll use the 3/4 of a pound and put the other way and keep doing that. Pretty soon you'll have an extra pound. You won't have missed that 1/4 of a pound, all those kind of things. Those are just some of the things. Another thing, I don't buy bottled. It's a rare day. Now, I'm not going to say never, but as a rule, I don't buy tea in a jug or tea in a bottle or whatever. Tea is so cheap to make. If you like if you like iced tea, you can make it so much cheaper than that. Okay, let's see. John, you have something to say. Let's see what a thrifty and healthy tip is: save onion peels, carrot tops in a bag in the freezer until you have enough to make vegetable stock. It's very healthy and it costs you nothing. That is so true. Now, are you talking about the brown, yellow, or just the edge of the inside of it? So let me know that, because are you talking about the, like a yellow onion, how the paper, it's kind of the papery stuff on the outside of it? Are you talking about that too? Another thing I like to do is my green onions, when I do buy them every once in a while, I cut the end of it off, stick it out in my flower pot out in the front yard, and it grows to a green onion. And every once in a while, I'll go out there and cut off the ends of them and have green onions in my salad. Many times my sister's here and I say, give her the scissors and say, Barb, will you go cut me some green onions? And she'll go out there and cut them. Those kind of things. That's more savings of, and let's see. Oh, well, I like to go to thrift stores and, okay, let's see. The actual onion peels, okay, the papery part, you strain all of it out of the broth, but there are many healthy benefits in the peels. I'll have to try that sometime. I was just talking about earlier, I needed to reach in my freezer and clean out some of that. And that's another thing, to try not to waste anything. Now, can I tell you I'm perfect at it? No, I can't tell you that. But I strive to be. Another thing is I watch my utilities. I don't leave. Now, to me, I have found out that the lights especially these LED ones and all this, they don't cost you a lot. So I'm not as strict on those as I am my air conditioning and my heater and my electric heater. So those are things I'm really chintzy with. I want to be very careful with them. I don't want to freeze. I don't want to burn up. But by the way, my last utility bill, PG&E, gas and electric. Of course, I was gone 3 weeks. And I don't know exactly whether it included that whole time. My bill was $50. I was pretty happy with that. My brother said his was $400. Yeah. And so, you really watch your P's and Q's. And another thing, I know we're talking about all kinds of savings monies now, and I can always find the thing, is when I go somewhere, I go and do everything. I drive my car out and do everything. Let me see what John said. Also, think of leftovers as ingredients in something better. You are so right. Some leftover beans can become burritos. The kids won't eat leftovers unless they don't know that they are leftovers. You are so right. Add them in something else, one way or another. That is so true. Lorraine, I'm happy to see you. Uh, I think you have a fellow friend from, now you're New Zealand, aren't you? Or Australia? Why do I mix that up? And Lorraine, you talk to me a lot, so uh, she has been here with me a long time. But I was going to tell you that Bernadette is from New Zealand. Oh, that was nice. So I'm happy to see you here tonight. How are you doing? Well, it's probably day over there, right? We've been kind of on the subject of saving money and saving money tips. I was just saying that when I go somewhere, I used to see people, they would get in their car and run and buy one thing at the store and then come home. And later on, they'd get in the car and run and buy something else or run and do this area. When I leave the house, I have a plan and I do it all. 3:45 in the afternoon, where Lorraine is. Yes. And it is, what is it? It's 10:45 here, almost bedtime. And I'm getting ready. As soon as I get off here, I will be loading my video that, I kind of counted this tomorrow. By the way, I don't know why I start talking and I think of all these things to say. I went to lunch with my friends, and that's another thing I do, is I go out to lunch with my friends. I buy a $12 dinner or whatever the cost is, but I think of it as it's not one meal for me. I bring it home. I use all the leftovers in it. And actually this week, my friend, I had been giving her rides and she said, "Oh, I want to take you to lunch." She needed to go to the bank, and we went to the bank, and then we went to a Chinese restaurant. So she bought my lunch, and we had our lunch there, brought most of it home. I ate a little bit that night, and for the next 2 days, that was Tuesday. And so Wednesday and Thursday, I ate leftovers from there. I did scramble an egg to put in my chow mein. So that went a little further, and I used some of what I had at home. But then I went to lunch with my friends at Chili's. Do you guys have Chili's? And at Chili's, we had, they have the meal. I think it was $10.99. They give you a senior discount also. And I didn't even ask for it. But I noticed several people, they said, "Oh, yeah, they gave us a senior discount." So I got a hamburger, although I don't, yes, your thoughts on shrinkflation. Okay, let me I'll come back to what I was saying. Shrinkflation is very true. Everything is, the price is going up and you get a smaller box of this and that. You really got to watch it. Even the canned vegetables, where they used to be 15 ounces or 15 and a half or whatever, 16 ounces, they're coming down and the price is going up. And bags, and so you got to be wary of that and know your prices, and don't let them do it to you unless you just really, really want that very thing. I was telling you about going to Chili's and having the meal. You can get, I don't eat meat, so they will give you a bean burger instead. And so I had that on my hamburger with fries, and then it comes with a soup or a salad or the chips with salsa. And it's a good sized container of chips and salsa. So I chose that because I knew I wanted some leftovers. So I brought that home. I ate there and then brought it home. Had two more meals on that. A few fries and then I had tomatoes my friend gave me. So I sliced tomatoes to go with my little bitsy bean burgers. And that just hit the spot. So, you can, what I was going to say is I videoed around the room, did a short, and I didn't think anything about it. I thought, well, this is nice. And they didn't seem to mind me saying it. And my last friend I said, what's your word for the day? And she said something about loving God or something like that. And so I looked at it today in the show on the short, and there's 8,000 views on it. I thought, whoa, I didn't even realize it. I've never figured out why one video you think, oh, this is a good one, that's going to go really good, and the next one you do, you think, oh, okay, I thought that one was good, but there's no rhyme or reason what YouTube pushes forward, it seems like. So yeah, so we was talking about the food for the different seasons, and now let's see. Of course, in the summer, you got all your fresh fruits and vegetables, and several people. And I don't know about you. Do you guys go to the farmers market? I know the organic thing is just like, I don't really understand it. I know some things they say is really not good for you to eat. And but they're so much higher in price if you buy organic over regular. So I don't know how strict you are on any of those things, and I'm sure there's a mixture of what someone would think in that situation, but I have a hard time buying those kind of things. Let's see. RC said, recently I went to a rock show at a club sitting with two of my friends, one 75 and the other 72. Today we chatted about health. Well, we tend to do that a lot as we get older, but there's a lot more. In fact, I have been thinking, what do you do for an older person that's retired from their job that don't have any hobbies? Got any ideas? They don't like to read. They don't like to do this. They don't like to do that. And I don't know what to tell them. And I think, okay, that person needs a hobby. What would they do? They've worked all their life and they don't know anything else. When they get home, they might take care of the yard and do a project that the wife wanted. So that's a hard thing to do sometimes. So if you got any suggestions on hobbies that a person don't know they would like, that wouldn't cost them a lot, because I know that person, they wouldn't do it. The older one I went to the opera with twice lives in my neighborhood. Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, and John said, I'm moving toward retirement and enjoying gardening. Okay, and lots of fun. It's lots of fun and productive. It is satisfying. I have never known this person that I'm talking about that ever did any gardening. So I don't know. So I just trying to think of things that would be helpful for him. Anyway, so retirement, John, you'll love that, and you'll have something to eat while you're at it too. What are your favorite things to grow? And let me know that. And in the meantime, I'm going to talk about fall nutrition. It's almost that time. No, we're not near fall yet. And they're talking about fresh apples and squash. Well, even the apples I was just talking about, it seems like they're almost ready now. And I don't know whether that's odd. And, and I was talking about the organic thing too. I know you guys are probably thinking, what is she talking about? I went to a festival, it was peaches, um, and I thought about buying some there because they were all local fresh peaches, and I thought, oh, and they were so high in price. I thought, wow. And then you could go to the store and buy them. Now, are they as good? I can't tell you that. Now, let's see. John said he liked to grow tomatoes, peppers, basil for pesto. Okay. And lettuce for salads. Now, peppers, is that green peppers, red bell peppers and all that? That would be some good food you could have. And do you like stuffed peppers? I know my mom used to make those. Now, I don't eat meat now, but I used to, and I would, stuff them with hamburger-like meat. Wide variety of hot peppers. Oh my goodness, that would be good. If it's too hot, I would have a hard time with it. But uh, by the way, my brother-in-law made macaroni and cheese, his homemade macaroni and cheese on the day he got married on my vacation, and he put chilies in it, and it was so good. Jalapenos, and it was so good I could even eat it. I was surprised because most time if it's too hot, it's just like okay, it seems like there's the fumes of it, not the taste in my mouth of the heat. It's the fumes of it. Does that make sense? Yeah. And you got to make sure when you're cutting them up, you're not getting your fingers in your eyes. Cheese mellow out. Oh, okay. Cheese mellows out peppers. Okay. I didn't realize that. That's good to know. So if I have any, I'll have to make sure I have cheese with it. Well, mac and cheese for sure. By the way, if you're looking for a good recipe, now I'm not telling you it's good for you, and I'm not telling you it's healthy for you and all that good stuff, but boy, was it delicious. I look forward to having leftovers of that several times, and it was really, really good. So I was looking at my book here and making the connection between, oh, I know what I wanted to ask you. I'm sorry. I have seen several people lately that has actually a few at our church that has lost a lot of weight, and they're doing it and they call it the carnivore diet. Now, what do you think of that? I would be interested to know what you think of that. I always thought it probably wasn't the most healthy diet in the world. Uh, I would be interested to know what you think of that. And I mean, some of them, it's some of them do low carb, some of them do all kinds of things, but this one evidently is just carnivore. And they said you only eat meat or something that has a mama. I think that's what they called it. Okay, just my opinion, but not a great idea. Vegetables provide so many healthy benefits. I totally agree with that. That's all meat, not for me. You're right. Me too. I don't even eat meat. I mean, I do eat fish from time to time, not often, but I do eat, eggs and cheese and things like that. So, yeah, that wouldn't be for me. But boy, some of them's really losing the weight on it. But, I don't think, from what I see, I don't know that it's a diet a person could live on forever. I think the balanced diet God gave us is the best. Even with me not eating meat, I still think I get enough of a balance that I'm okay. So uh, I've been doing it for a long old time. Let's see, my son, right around when he was born, he's 36 now. And that's how long I've been doing this kind of eating. Let's see, I need my greens. You're right. I like my greens. Uh, I really have noticed like, um, now my sister, Sharon, the one that just got married, she loves her tub of greens and she'll put it on there with a few things and she's got a salad. Now I like that, but I like to cook my vegetables some and things like that. I think I enjoy them more. And because I made my zucchini apple slaw this week, and I like coleslaw, and I like pea salad and corn salad and all those kind of things. Let's see. John said, I totally agree. If God made it, it's good for you. If the factory made it, it's not good. The best way to get healthy is to eat food as close to what God made as you can. And then Bernadette said, all things in moderation, though I know someone who swears the carnivore diet is doing good for her. Yeah, I agree. And I agree, yes, the best way to eat your food is the way God made it, not all those added things. And I know I have my share of all those added things. If you see my grocery hauls and things I make from time to time, it's not all perfect, believe me. But yeah, and then I think of moderation. I always think of my parents. Actually, I was talking to my brother about that just yesterday and was talking about the food that mom and daddy ate. Everything that they ate was in moderation. I mean, I don't remember anything being out of their diet. And my nose is itching so crazy tonight. Sorry, guys. Okay. um, so everything, I mean, we didn't have dessert all the time, but if at the end of the meal we wanted something sweet, we had peaches, canned peaches. That's another thing I thought of. Where everybody is eating fresh fruit these days. When I was growing up, remember I'm 80. That's hard to imagine. But when we was growing up, I don't remember us walking around eating fresh fruit. Now, when we got our peaches and our pears and all that, we might have had a few. Okay, let's see. Yes, you can have anything in moderation and it's still fine. You're right there. Um, when my parents would get a lug of apples, do you remember that saying? Or a bushel of corn or bushel of this or that? Um, oh, I don't know what's tickling my nose so much tonight. Um, we would eat a little bit of it, but we put it away. Mama canned the peaches, canned the pears, made applesauce, made a few pies to put in the freezer where we could pull them out another time and eat them. We didn't eat a lot of the fresh fruit. I was just thinking about that the other day. Maybe that's why. I mean, when we get cherries, any of those kind of things, it was to put away and cook and put away for that day that we needed it. Like after we had supper, we could have some applesauce or we'd have some peaches. And then that's another thing. Oh, I know. I'm carrying on like crazy here, telling all these things. That's just bringing back memories. When um, when we had cake, later we had cake and ice cream. Okay, not when we was growing up. We had cake and jello or cake and peaches. Have you tried that combination? It's quite good. And nobody would probably think about serving it like that. Like here. But and did you see my video where I showed all those cakes at that Mexican restaurant or Mexican market? Well, they had a restaurant there too. Oh my goodness, those I couldn't believe some of them were $44. That just like, I couldn't do that. That's just way beyond. You can make something that tasty for a much cheaper price than that. By the way, if you can, if you'll give me a thumbs up, I sure appreciate it. I noticed several people here tonight, and I have 3 thumbs up. So if you can, if you can't, that's okay too. But sometimes, it's just a reminder that if you wouldn't mind. And let's see, I was in the middle of watching a movie when I started doing this tonight. Oh, and one other thing. Oh, you guys, I'm really rattling tonight here. Um, if you watched, okay, absolutely love your channel. Thank you, John. I really appreciate it. Um, if you watch, and talking about saving money, John, just recently, if you watch my video, I bought ink for my printer that I've had for absolute years, and I refilled it, and I only refilled it with the black ink, and it printed off a page that it would, it would, it did fine. It would scan a page, you put paper in there and it scan it. But it wasn't, after I got it filled again, it wasn't reading from my computer, and I had a document I needed to print off. And I kept trying, and eventually I thought, oh, anyway. And I just spent $11 on this ink. So I think I might try and get a refund for that. Well, in the meantime, I thought, I am not going to deal with this anymore. So I went on. Thank you, Lorraine. I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. I went on YouTube, and I found a Canon printer for $64. It was clearance and on sale. I forgot how much it regularly was, but anyway, I went ahead and ordered that, and I got it today. And I did a video of an 80-year-old lady getting that up and running, so that'll be later. I'm not gonna put it in my regular. It's gonna be a DIY, because I watched some DIYs to get to the point that I could get it as far, and I did it. It's wireless, and I'm so happy. Oh yeah, printers can come in handy. I've needed one off and on my whole life. Off and on. Let's see. Good for you. I'm not great at technology. I'm not the best either, but when I got my Chrome laptop, I set it up too. So slowly I do things. I keep watching a YouTube video to tell me how to do it, and then I do it. So a little bit at a time. Not perfect by any means, but I'm muddling my way through, you guys. And guess what? I tried to stay on here about an hour on Monday night. I had my live yesterday. My brother came over. That was awesome. You can go back and watch it if you like that kind of style of music. Not perfect. We hit a few wrong notes, and we sang it. By the way, I keep thinking of all these things. On all the songs that we sang yesterday, I got an email from YouTube that one of them can't be monetized. I guess it was shared or whatever. And you know what song it was? And I know most of you, if you've been to church at all, you know this. He touched me. He touched me. Oh, he touched me. Oh, I hope I don't get dinged for that. But anyway, I could leave it on there and not get, a little bit of money, which I'm not expecting a windfall here. But so I went on there and it just said, do you want me to take this part off? So I took that off. So anyway, that was surprising, because that's a very popular song and it's been around for so long, but somebody's bought the rights to it, and I don't even know it was the people that wrote the song. I have to look that up. Okay, it is 59 minutes, and I usually try to stay on an hour. And if you don't mind, I would love to pray with all of you. And if you, don't want to hear the prayer, you're welcome to go now. But I just thank you all for joining me tonight. It's just It just makes me so happy that you're all here and that I feel like you're my friends. And I just want to ask the Lord to bless you today. And okay, Lord Jesus, I thank you this day for your wonderful blessings to all of us. God, I ask you that each one that has tuned in tonight and anyone that comes later, whenever that time may be, I pray you'll bless them each. God, meet the needs of each one, Lord, that hears this, that you would, Lord, if there's sickness, if they need a healing, if they need financial help, whatever the case may be, God, you can take care of it. And we ask you this, Lord Jesus, bless each one. Give us peace in our heart. That is so awesome. Good nights of rest and sleep, Lord. We just pray you'll bless each one. And we love you so much and thank you, God, for all you do for us. And we thank you, Jesus, and we praise you. And amen. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you'll come back tomorrow. I'm going to go load my video right now. And if you stay around, if you're still up, you can watch it tonight or you can see it tomorrow. God bless you. Really.